Merry Christmas. Hey, English Worship Jokcha, this is Pastor Jamie, and I want to say a Merry Christmas from my family to you. Thanks for letting me be a part of your Christmas day. I know for some of you, this isn't the normal Christmas, but I really believe that when things aren't normal, God is up to something bigger than we could ever imagine, that God is going to meet you in a special and a new way. Well, one of my favorite Christmas stories of all time is it's a story of this little boy that really wanted a bike for Christmas. So he decided to write God a letter. So he sat down and he begins to write, "Dear God, I've been a very good boy." But then he stopped writing and thought, well, God's never going to believe that. So he wadded up the piece of paper and threw it away, and he tried again, and he wrote, "Dear God, I've been a pretty good boy this year," but he stopped again and thought, man, God's not going to be moved by that. So he crumpled up the paper and threw it away. Then he came up with a plan. He decided he'd go to the bathroom and he'd get a towel. And he walked down to the family room where there was a nativity scene of the angels and Mary and Joseph and baby Jesus, and it was underneath the Christmas tree. So he looked at all the statues with Joseph and Mary, baby Jesus, and the shepherds, and his mother told him to never touch anything in that nativity scene. But he reached down, and he picked up the statue of Mary, and he wrapped it in the towel and put a rubber band around it. Then he sat down to write his letter again. And he said, "Dear God, if you ever want to see your mother again." All right, well, I think that's a pretty good story of how some of us have a mixed up view of Christmas, right? Like if we don't understand Christmas, we can get a misunderstanding of who God is. And our perspectives on life and love and relationships, they get all mixed up too. Here's what Christmas is all about: God with us. God with us. Matthew 1:23 says, "Behold, the virgin shall conceive and bear a son, and they will call his name Immanuel," which means God with us. You see, the greatest gift a parent can give a child is the present of presence. Right? Does that make sense? The present of presence. That's what kids crave. That's what they desire. I mean, our daughter Phoebe, her love language is quality time. She just wants to spend time with her parents. You know, kids crave their parents' attention. They crave their parents' presence. And I remember when I graduated from university, my parents took the 8-hour car drive from Chicago to Springfield, Missouri, just to see me graduate, just to see me walk across the stage, get my diploma. The whole experience was maximum 5 seconds. All right. Then they got back in the car and drove 8 hours back home. But to make things worse, the MC, she mispronounced my name and called me Jason Kemp. All right, not even Jameson Kemp. All right, so 16 hours of driving just to watch me walk across the stage for 5 seconds. But you know what? I'll never forget the commitment my parents made just to be there. The greatest gift God gives us is the present of his presence. Jesus said, "I will be with you always, even to the end of the age." The Holy Spirit is our 24/7 counselor. He is always on call. Before you got up this morning and after you go to bed, he will be interceding for you. So let me tell you about one of my greatest experiences in life: seeing the Grand Canyon in Arizona, America, for the first time. I remember it's the first time I ever used the word breathtaking. Like I'm not very big on nature and hiking. I'm not outdoorsy, but the first time I saw the Grand Canyon, man, I couldn't help but think, wow, how can someone say there is no God? I mean, it was moving. It was like a spiritual experience, seeing the beauty of God. And I thought to myself, one of my goals in life is to see the Grand Canyon with my wife, Tasha. The cool thing is, a few years later, after Tasha and I were married, her and I got to go and see the Grand Canyon together. Then we decided, hey, this would be so cool. One day, let's make it a life goal to bring our kids to see this amazing, beautiful part of our earth. The cool thing is last June, Tasha and I were able to bring both our kids to see the Grand Canyon. It was so great. And the best experiences are lacking when we experience them by ourselves. Let me say that again. The best experiences are lacking when we experience them by ourselves. The greatest experiences are shared experiences, right? The greatest experiences are shared with others, and that is why the Almighty became Immanuel. Maybe this is obvious, but the Almighty became God with us because he wanted to be with us. So no matter what you're dealing with, no matter what your religion, no matter where you are or where you're from, I want you to know this Christmas, he is Immanuel, God with us. And I don't know about you, but I need to know that today. I need to know that this Christmas. I need to know that God cares about me. I need to know that God cares about my family, that you need to know that God cares about your grades and your future success. He cares about your singleness and your relationships. God has a good plan for your life. So when I doubt, I need to know he is still Immanuel, God with us. When I struggle, I need to know that he is still Immanuel, God with us. When I stumble and I fall, I need to know he is still Immanuel, God with us. When I have questions and I have doubts, I need to know that he is still Immanuel, God with us. When I feel alone or depressed or all by myself, I need to know he is still Immanuel, God with us. Today, this Christmas, I want you to know this one thing. Jesus is Immanuel, God with us. God with us. I don't know about you, but I need to know that. So a very Merry Christmas to you. And I pray God's blessing on you and look forward to seeing you again this Sunday at English Worship. God bless you.